Welcome. Today, the topic of discussion is Hindi tense. Communication is an integral part of our daily life. Communication is a process used to express idea and feelings used by people for giving information. Grammar lays the groundwork for effective communication. It refers to the rules and regulation that governs the spoken and written language. It makes the written content more readable and in turn more interesting. It is most important to master over the tenses, then only it is feasible to have a good command on communication skills. Tense are important to learn speaking and writing any language. Learning tense fetch knowledge of understanding the sentence or sentence construction and trying to comprehend the meaning of the sentence or a paragraph. Tense are the pillar of language and language grammar. Without tense, a language is like a flower without a fragrance. Learning Hindi grammar rule is one of the most effective way to speed up our ability to speak the language. If we understand the basic grammatical rules and structure, it will ease the learning. Learning Hindi grammar rules is considered the cornerstone of the language, and it will take a while to learn but create a sturdy foundation to help you completely learn the language in no time. Take the time to let these points soak in, then build on them as you continue your language studies. Hindi sentence structure is SOV pattern, that is subject, object, verb pattern. Hindi nouns have two genders, that is masculine and feminine. Masculine usually ends in a, and feminine e and ea. There are some exceptions. We will discuss that. Hindi verb usually follows subject or object and takes a suffix to make past, present and future sentence. Hindi adjectives changes according to the gender of the verb. There is no definite and indefinite articles in Hindi. Learning the conjugation of the verb is very important. So today we will see the three tense in detail. Let's start the class. चलिए अब हम देखते हैं काल किसे कहते हैं. डेफिनेशन ऑफ टेंस. सो हिंदी में काल की परिभाषा है क्रिया के होने या करने के समय को काल कहते हैं. इसे और स्पष्ट रूप से कहना है तो क्रिया के जिस रूप से उसके बीते हुए, चलते हुए या आने वाले समय में होने का ज्ञान होता है उसे काल कहते हैं. काल तीन प्रकार के होते हैं. पहला है आपका भूतकाल, दूसरा है वर्तमान काल और तीसरा है भविष्यत काल. वर्तमान काल को हम हिंदी में प्रेजेंट टेंस कहते हैं, भूतकाल को हम पास्ट टेंस कहते हैं और भविष्यत काल को हम फ्यूचर टेंस कहते हैं. तो इन कालों को समझने के लिए एक बहुत ही सरल नियम है. हिंदी में अगर हम देखेंगे तो अगर हमारा जो वाक्य है वो ता है, ते है, ती है से खत्म होता है वो हमारा वर्तमान काल होता है. अगर वही वाक्य ता, था, थे, थी से खत्म होता है तो वो हमारा भूतकाल होता है या पास्ट टेंस उसे कहते हैं. वही हमारा अगर वो फ्यूचर टेंस का वाक्य होगा तो हमेशा देखेंगे तो क्रिया के साथ दा, ए, घी का प्रयोग होता है. जैसे कि अंग्रेजी में हम लिखते हैं आई विल, शी विल. जब विल और शेल का प्रयोग होता है तो वहां पर हम उसको इजी से पहचान सकते हैं कि वो एक फ्यूचर टेंस का सेंटेंस है. उदाहरण के तौर पर हम देखते हैं कि देखिए पहला उदाहरण है राम ने किताब पढ़ी थी. तो यहाँ पर अगर आप देखेंगे पढ़ी थी तो देखिए ये जो वाक्य है ये भूतकाल का है. सो राम रेड अ बुक करके मैंने डाला हुआ है यहाँ पर. वही हमारा उसी एग्जाम्पल को अगर हम प्रेजेंट टेंस में देखेंगे तो राम किताब पढ़ता है. तो यहाँ पर अगर रूल नियम है कि अगर वर्तमान काल का वाक्य होता है तो वहां पर ता है जुड़ता है. राम रीड्स अ बुक. तो अंग्रेजी में हम क्या करते हैं वर्ब के साथ एस जोड़ते हैं. यहाँ पर हम क्या करते हैं, यहाँ पर भी हम वर्ब के साथ क्या करते हैं ता जोड़ते हैं. मतलब कि ता, ते, ती ये हमारे जेंडर के हिसाब से हमारा यहाँ पर वाक्य बदलता रहेगा. वही फ्यूचर टेंस आएगा तो फ्यूचर टेंस में देखिए गा जुड़ता है. तो हिंदी में क्या होता है कि ना ये जो गा, गे, गी है ये सब्जेक्ट के हिसाब से बदलता है. अगर वो फर्स्ट पर्सन में है तो हम वहां गा डालेंगे या सेकेंड पर्सन में है तो ओ का प्रयोग होता है. इस प्रकार के कुछ नियम है जिसका अध्ययन हम पीछे करेंगे. चलिए अभी हम भूतकाल का अध्ययन करते हैं। सो भूतकाल को अंग्रेजी में हम पास्ट टेंस कहते हैं। परिभाषा, क्रिया के जिस रूप से यह जाना जाए कि काम बीते समय में हो चुका है। से वर्क हैज बीन कंप्लीटेड, जहां पर हमें कंप्लीटनेस का ज्ञान होता है या मालूम पड़ता है, उससे हम भूतकाल कहते हैं। हिंदी में 6 प्रकार के भूतकाल हैं। पहला है सामान्य भूतकाल, जिसे हम पास्ट इंडेफिनिट टेंस कहते हैं। दूसरा है आसन्न भूतकाल, जिसे हम कहते हैं प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट टेंस, या तो रीसेंट पास्ट टेंस को के लिए इस भूतकाल का प्रयोग होता है। तीसरा है पूर्ण भूतकाल, जिसे हम पास्ट परफेक्ट टेंस कहते हैं। और चौथा है अपूर्ण भूतकाल, पास्ट कंटिन्यूअस टेंस। और पांचवा भेद है संदिग्ध भूतकाल, डाउटफुल पास्ट टेंस। और छठवां है हेतुमत भूतकाल, जिसे हम कंडीशनल पास्ट टेंस कहते हैं। तो इस प्रकार हिंदी में 6 प्रकार के काल होते हैं। और अब हम एक एक करके इन काल का अध्ययन करेंगे, परंतु इन कालों के अध्ययन से पहले हम देखेंगे कि हिंदी में क्रिया को कैसे भूतकाल में हम बदलते हैं। We will try to understand the rule that how a word is converted in past. चलिए हम देखते हैं कि कैसे क्रिया को हम भूतकाल में बदल सकते हैं। So we will learn verb conversion. So इसमें 2 प्रकार के नियम हैं। एक है कॉन्सोनेंट एंडिंग और दूसरा है वोवेल एंडिंग। तो अक्सर हम देखते हैं कि हिंदी में जो क्रिया होता है वो या तो उसका जो रूट वर्ब होता है वह या तो अ साउंड से खत्म होता है या तो आ साउंड से खत्म होता है। बस हम इसके नियम को अगर जान लेंगे तो बड़ी आसानी से हम क्रिया को भूतकाल में बदल सकते हैं। तो अभी हम देखने वाले हैं कि कॉन्सोनेंट एंडिंग है। अगर वो कॉन्सोनेंट एंडिंग वर्ब है तो उसके लिए क्या नियम होता है। तो सबसे पहला नियम यह है कि अगर हमारा जो रूट वर्ब है, जिसे हम हिंदी में धातु कहते हैं, अगर हमारा रूट वर्ब अ से खत्म होता है, तो हमें क्या करना है, उस अ को आ में परिवर्तन करना है। तो जब हम उसे आ में परिवर्तन करते हैं तो वो हमारा बन जाता है मैस्कुलाइन सिंगुलर फॉर्म। अगर हम उसे ए में परिवर्तित करते हैं तो वो बन जाता है हमारा मैस्कुलाइन प्लूरल। और उसी प्रकार फेमिनाइन सिंगुलर में हम क्या करते हैं, उस रूट वर्ब को ई में बदलते हैं और वही फेमिनाइन प्लूरल में ई में बदल दिया जाता है। तो मैं फिर से एक बार समझाती हूँ कि नियम यह है कि अगर आपको क्रिया को मैस्कुलाइन सिंगुलर में बदलना है तो यू हैव टू चेंज द साउंड टू आ, एंड मैस्कुलाइन प्लूरल यू हैव टू चेंज द साउंड टू ए। Feminine singular, you have to change the vowel sound to A, and feminine plural, the A will change into E. Let us see with an example. First example, read. तो read को हिंदी में हम कहते हैं पढ़ है। अगर आपको पढ़ को मैस्कुलाइन सिंगुलर में बदलना है तो नियम है पढ़ प्लस आ। तो अ से खत्म हो रहा है, हमारा क्रिया यहाँ पर अ से खत्म हो रहा है, तो हम क्या करेंगे, इसमें आ जोड़ेंगे। सो पढ़ प्लस आ हो जाएगा हमारा पढ़ा। दूसरा देखिए मैस्कुलाइन प्लूरल में पढ़ प्लस ए पढ़े, वही फेमिनाइन सिंगुलर में पढ़ प्लस ई पढ़ी, और फेमिनाइन प्लूरल में पढ़ी। तो जहां तक आप ध्यान देंगे तो फेमिनाइन सिंगुलर और फेमिनाइन प्लूरल में ज्यादा कोई अंतर नहीं होता है। लिखते समय आपको क्या करना है, वहां पर एक बिंदी डाल देनी है। तो जो ये पढ़, पढ़ा, पढ़े, पढ़ी है, इसको हम अंग्रेजी में जब रीड का पास्ट फॉर्म हो जाएगा रेड। एक और उदाहरण प्ले, जिसे हम हिंदी में इसका रूट फॉर्म है खेल, तो उसी प्रकार है खेल प्लस आ खेला, खेल प्लस ए खेले, खेल प्लस ई खेली, खेल प्लस ई अगर आपको फेमिनाइन होगा खेली करके है तो इसका अंग्रेजी में हो जाएगा प्लेड। नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल है स्पीक बोल, तो बोल का हो जाएगा बोल प्लस आ बोला, बोल प्लस ए बोले, बोल प्लस ई बोली, और प्लूरल में बोली स्पोक, तो इसका जो पास्ट फॉर्म है हो जाएगा स्पोक। उसी प्रकार सुन के लिए, हियर के लिए हम बोलेंगे सुन प्लस आ सुना, सुन प्लस ए सुने, सुन प्लस ई सुनी, सुनी हर्ड। इस प्रकार है। तो ये हो गया हमारा ये हमारा कॉन्सोनेंट एंडिंग था। तो ये है कि अगर आपका जो रूट वर्ब है वो क साउंड से खत्म होता है, क साउंड से खत्म होने से हमें इन नियमों का पालन करना पड़ेगा। अगर अभी हम नेक्स्ट देखेंगे कि वोवेल एंडिंग में कैसे परिवर्तन होता है। चलिए हम वोवेल एंडिंग रूल को सीखते हैं। वोवेल कन्वर्शन रूल, पास्ट टेंस। तो दूसरा नियम यह है कि अगर हमारा जो रूट वर्ब है वो एक वोवेल साउंड से खत्म होता है, तो हो सकता है वो आ से खत्म हो या ओ वोवेल से खत्म हो, तो उसको हम भूतकाल में या पास्ट टेंस में कैसे कन्वर्ट करेंगे। सपोज द रूट वर्ब एंड्स इन आ और ओ साउंड, convert it into past tense. The rule is if the root verb ends with a or o, then we have to convert the a and o to ya. Ya is added to the root verb. For example, a means come, so we have to convert this root verb into past tense, so we will add ya to it. So a plus ya, aya. So ya will come in masculine singular, then in masculine plural we have to add a, so it will become a plus a, aye. In feminine singular and feminine plural it will be aye, so you have to add e to that. So the past form of come is came, and Hindi it will change into three forms, that is aya, aye, aye. Aya in masculine singular, aye in masculine plural, and aye in feminine singular and feminine plural. You should be very careful when you're writing in feminine plural. Just keep a dot in it. Okay. The next example is sleep. So this is a o ending word. So there are very few words will end in o. So rule is so plus ya. So soya. Then in masculine plural it becomes so plus a, soe, and feminine singular and feminine plural it is soi. Though the past form is slept, and Hindi we have three forms, that is soya, soe, soi. So this is a and o ending words. So again I repeat, in Hindi the verb will end in a or a or o. Mostly in these three sounds only the verb will end. So I have explained the rule, but there are few exceptions. This you have to learn. These exceptions you have to learn. The exceptions are do. So the do, the Hindi form for do is kar, and the past form is kiya, kiye, ki, ki. So don't follow the rules. So this is exceptions. Just you have to by heart this. So do, the past form is did, and Hindi if you want to write it did, so it will come in masculine singular kiya, masculine plural kiye, feminine singular and feminine plural it is ki. One more example, drink. So for Hindi the root form is drink is p, so it will change in masculine singular as p plus ya. So piya, piye, p, p. So drank. Another example, these are now I'm telling the exceptional words. Okay, so give the day, so it will come, see they will change into diya, diye, d, d. Next example, take. So the Hindi word is le. So it will change to le, will change to liya, liye, li, li. Took. And go is ja. This is very important. So ja, the past form is entirely, the word itself is changing. So ja becomes gaya. So don't write jaya, jaye like that. So it becomes ja, the past form is gaya, gaye, gayi. So the past form is went, and Hindi for went we write three usage, gaya, gaye, gayi. So we have understood how to convert Hindi verb into past tense. In English, there is no rule. Just we have to by heart. Just we have to by heart. Write becomes wrote, drink becomes drank, run becomes ran. So, but in Hindi, we have a rules, and if we understand the rule, we will never make mistakes when we are writing a past tense sentence. So, hope you have understood. Now we'll go to the first past tense rule, that is the Samanya Bhutkal. In English, we say it as past indefinite tense. First, we'll see the definition. क्रिया के जिस रूप से किसी कार्य का सामान्य रूप से बीते हुए समय में होने का बोध हुआ. Just how the work is completed. The work is completed. सो सामान्य भूतकाल में हमें पता चलता है कि कार्य बीते हुए समय में होने का हो रहा है, उसका हमें ज्ञान होता है. सो इसका नियम है. सो वी हैव टू सी द रूल. इट्स वेरी इजी. इफ यू वांट टू कन्वर्ट a sentence or you want to make a simple indefinite tense sentence, so what you have to do with the root verb, you have to add a and e. So when you will add in masculine singular, if you're making a sentence in masculine singular with the root verb, you add and masculine plural, you are going to add a, and in feminine singular or feminine plural, you are going to add e. This we'll see with an example. See, Ram ne paat likha. Ram ne paat likha. So see, ending. So lik plus so see, likha, the root verb is lik is the root verb, and with the root verb I'm adding so likha. So you have already understood how to convert a word into past tense. So Ram wrote a lesson. So English translation is Ram wrote a lesson. अध्यापक ने 2 पत्र लिखे. The teacher wrote 2 letters. So in English we are just changing the verb, and Hindi same way in Hindi also. See here, likhe, because here it is because of the respect I am giving here. अध्यापक ने, the teacher wrote 2 letters. It's a plural. The object is in the plural form. So we are writing likhe. In the third example, Sita ne roti banai. So you should be very careful whenever we are writing a past indefinite tense sentence. So always with the subject. If the sentence is a transitive sentence, ne is added with the subject, and whenever ne is added with the subject, the verb will change according to the number and gender of the object, not the subject. So here, Ram ne paat likha. So paat is a masculine word. So we are writing likha. Suppose we change this sentence as Sita wrote a letter. Again, the sentence will be in the same form. Sita ne paat likha. So here, as per the subject, the verb is not changing. As per the object, the word is changing. So here, the part is masculine singular word. So we are writing likha. In the second example, teacher, we are giving respect, and the object is in the plural form. So we are writing likhe. In the third example, Sita ne roti banai. So see, it is very obviously understood. Roti. So I just in the beginning of the class itself I said. So it is very easy to identify a feminine word. Mostly the feminine words end with the e sound. So roti is a feminine word. So banai. So Sita ne roti banai. Suppose you are telling the father is preparing the chapati or something like that. Again you will say Pitaji ne roti banai. So banaya will not come. This is one rule. And the second rule is sometimes we can add chuk also in that. We can add chuk, chuke, chuki like that also. So in the root word you can add chuka in masculine singular, chuke in masculine plural, and chuki in feminine singular and feminine plural. The same sentence I have given. See, Ram. So when you are adding, you're just converting the verb and you're using a ne. So likha, likhe, banai, it is coming. But when you are adding chuk, ne will never come. You should not add ne to the subject. You should be very careful. Once again, I repeat, when you're adding chuk in a sentence, though it is a transitive sentence, you're not supposed to add ne. With a compound word, with few compound words, ne is not added. So Ram ne paat pad chuka, you should not write. You should write Ram paat pad chuka. Sariya? Okay, next is Adhyapak 2 patra likh chuke. अध्यापक 2 पत्र लिख चुके. सीता रोटी बना चुकी. So whenever you're using chuk, chuka, chuki, so you should not add ne to the subject. And suppose intransitive verb. The third one is an intransitive verb. With intransitive verb, we never add ne. So the sentence will be in a very simple way. You have to write Ram aya. So intransitive verb, the verb will change with the subject. Ram aya. Ram is a masculine gender, so Ram aya. Suppose you are writing Sita, Ram aya means Ram came. Suppose you are writing Sita came, so you write Sita ai. Adhyapak aaye, Sita ai. So Sita आई. Mohan, if you're writing Mohan, Mohan आया. So these are the rules for past indefinite tense. I'll give you some more hints to better understanding. We'll see the hints. If you have understood the hints, you can very well make the correct sentence. See, the first hint is in past tense. In past tense, the transitive verb changes according to the number and gender of the object. Okay, so if the object is hidden or understood, the verb will remain in masculine singular form. We'll see with an example. In the first sentence, see, I have given मैंने पत्र लिखा. In this sentence, my is the subject, patra is the object, and likha is the verb, and this is a transitive sentence. So whenever we are writing a transitive sentence with the subject, we are supposed to add ne. And when a sentence is a transitive sentence, the verb will agree with the number and gender of the object. मैंने पत्र लिखा. So here the मैंने is the subject, patra is the object, and likha is the verb. So patra is a masculine singular word. So in a transitive sentence, always the verb agrees with the number and gender of the object. So patra is a masculine singular. So the verb is coming likha. So in the second example, तुमने कहानी पढ़ी. So here कहानी is the object and कहानी is a feminine gender. So we are writing पढ़ी. The third example, उसने इसने दो पत्र पढ़े. पढ़ी I have given like that. So the translation is he. Suppose you want to write he wrote 2 letters or she wrote 2 letters. So for he and she, the Hindi pronoun are वह यह. Whenever we are writing in a past tense, so we just conjugate the pronoun. The verb and the pronoun is conjugated. वह plus ने becomes उसने and यह plus ने becomes इसने. So उसने दो पत्र पढ़े या इसने दो पत्र पढ़े. Suppose she wrote 2 letters. Again, you are right. She wrote 2 letters. Then it will come इसने दो पत्र पढ़ी. उसने दो पत्र पढ़ी. Like that we can write. But here we should not use पढ़ी because patra is the masculine gender. So you should write only पढ़े. Pढ़ी will become a wrong sentence. In the third sentence, in the fourth example, see, Ram wrote a poem. Ram wrote a poem. So Ram ne kavita likhi. So kavita is the feminine gender. So we are writing likhi. Next, Sita drew a picture. So Sita ne chitra banaya. So chitra is the masculine gender. So banaya it is coming. The sixth example, हमने आपने. Again here we can see, so the pronoun conjugate. So the pronoun is conjugating with the case. So हम plus ने, हमने. So we in past form it will come हमने. They it will come उसने or इसने, and for you it will come आप. So आपने, आपने. So हमने कविताएं पढ़ी. We read poems, or you can say they read poems. If उसने और इसने कविताएं पढ़ी. In the second example, in the hint number 2, when chuk compound verb is used in a sentence, the verb remains in its root form. So the verb will not take any suffix. So you should be very careful. So when you are writing chuk in a sentence, with the verb, you are not supposed to add anything. The verb will remain in its root form only. Third one, when pronoun conjugate with a ne, case a new conjugated pronoun is formed. For example, वह plus ने becomes उसने, यह plus ने becomes इसने, my plus ने becomes मायने. Like that it will change. Ne case is not added in past continuous tense. When case ending is added, when case ending is added with the object, the verb will be in a masculine form. I'll just explain this point. So whenever there are 2 cases in a sentence, whenever there are 2 cases in a sentence, for example, see, Ram ne Mohan ko sabji diya. So here with the subject I have added 1 case, and with the object I have added 1 case. So there are 2 cases in a sentence. Then always the verb will remain in masculine singular. should be very careful. Always the verb will remain in masculine singular irrespective of the object. Object can be a singular or plural or anything, but the verb will be in masculine singular form. So राम ने मोहन को सब्जी दिया. क्या दिया? सब्जी दिया. So like if you get an answer, so this is a transitive sentence. With the subject we have added ne. So there are two case coming in a sentence. So automatically the rule says that the verb will be in masculine singular role. If you have understood the hints which I have given, it will be very easy to make past tense sentence in Hindi, and you will not make any mistakes. Second rule is present perfect tense. In Hindi we say it as asanna bhutkal. The meaning is recent past. So the definition is क्रिया के जिस रूप से किसी कार्य का कुछ ही समय पहले, in the recent past the work has been completed. So the rule is very easy again with the dhatu. So dhatu I mean here is the root verb. With the root verb you have to add a, e. So you should be very careful whenever you are making an asana bhutkal or present perfect tense. You have to add with the verb. You have to add hai in masculine singular and hai in plural form. Just dot is the difference. And whatever you're writing, if the word is a ending or chuka ending, you have to add hai to it. So the rule is the samanya bhutkal, the simple indefinite sentence, just you have to add hai. That's all. For example, see, Ram ne paat likha. If you write alone, Ram ne paat likha, then this sentence is a past indefinite sentence, and you just add hai to it. It becomes present perfect tense. So suppose in exam, they'll give you a sentence and they'll ask you to identify whether the given sentence is a present perfect tense or a past indefinite tense. So it will be very easy for you to, very easily you can identify that. If hai is added with the verb, this becomes present perfect tense, and if there's no hai in the sentence, that becomes past indefinite tense. This is the example. Okay. So Ram ne paat likha hai, Ram paat chuka. If I write like that, it is a past indefinite sentence, and if I just add hai to it, it becomes present perfect tense. Last example, Ram aaya. So Ram came. So if I just write like that, it is a present indefinite sentence, and if I write Ram aaya hai, so whenever I'm adding hai to it, it becomes present perfect tense. So once again I repeat, in present perfect tense, with the verb you are supposed to add hai, and in past indefinite tense you are supposed to add hai. We'll see few more examples for asana bhutkal, that is present perfect tense, or writing present perfect tense sentence. So what you have to do is, with the verb you have to add hai. So whenever you write maine patra likha, then that sentence will become a past indefinite tense, and you just add hai, this becomes present perfect tense. Let's see with examples. So maine patra likha hai, so I have written a letter. Second sentence, तुमने कहानी पढ़ी है, you have read the story. So तुमने कहानी पढ़ी है. उसने, इसने, like that you want to say, he have written 2 letters or she have written 2 letters, then it will come उसने और इसने लिखी है. Ram have written poem. So you write Ram ने कविता लिखी है. So again I repeat, here you should not see the subject, you should see the object. Ram is a masculine gender, so don't write likha. So whenever we are using ne in a sentence, you have to see the object. So Kavita is a feminine gender, that is why likhi hai. Sita have drawn a picture, so it becomes Sita ne chitra banaya hai. Chitra is a masculine gender. Okay. Next, suppose you want to say in plural that we have written poems, then it becomes हमने कविताएं लिखी है. They have written poems. उसने और इसने, you can say, कविताएं लिखी है. आपने, you want to say आपने, then it become आपने, then it become आपने. We will say आपने कविताएं लिखी है. So you have written poems. So you should see that in Hindi, In English, for the second person you, in Hindi we have two usage. We write two words. One is tum. Tum will come for the same age group or for the younger one, and for respect we are using aap. So aap plus में आपने, so you write आपने कविताएं लिखी है. So hope you understand. You have understood Asan Bhut. Again I repeat, in Asan Bhutkal, you with the verb you have to add hai, and if you remove the hai, it becomes a past indefinite sentence, and if you add hai, it becomes present perfect tense. Now we'll see the fourth past tense rule, that is Purna Bhutkal. In English we say it as past perfect tense. The meaning in Hindi itself is Purna. When we see means to complete. Complete. When you have completed something, you say Purna. So the definition comes, क्रिया के जिस रूप से किसी कार्य का बीते हुए समय में बहुत पहले हो जाने का बोध हो. The work has completed long back ago. So for that only we use Purna Bhutkal. And Purna Bhutkal, the rule is the past indefinite sentence. We are adding hai in present perfect tense. In past perfect tense, what you have to do with the past indefinite sentence, you are adding. You just remove the hai and add tha, the, thi. Samanya Bhutkal, in masculine singular, you are adding tha. Masculine plural, you are adding the. In feminine singular and feminine plural, you are going to add thi. For example, Ram ne paat likha. If this is the sentence, we will say this as a past indefinite tense. And suppose we write Ram ne paat likha hai, that becomes present perfect tense. And in past perfect tense, what you have to do? Ram ne paat likha tha. This is very important. Tha you have to add. Okay. The next sentence, we the. So they have finished reading the lesson. They have completed the work. So we part the. Lata घर आई थी. Lata came to the house. लड़कियां दुकान गई. The girls have gone to the shop. लड़कियां plural sentence. This is a feminine plural sentence. So see, I have put a dot in the last word. T. With T I am adding dot. लड़कियां दुकान गई थी. So you should be very careful when you are making a past perfect sentence in Hindi. So with the verb you are adding tha, the, thi as per the number and gender. Few more examples of past perfect tense. The rule is root verb. With the root verb you can add, you have to add a, ya, chuka, and tha you have to add. In masculine plural, a, ye, chuk. Then you have to add the, chuke you have to add. And feminine singular and feminine plural, what you have to do? With the root verb, you have to add e, and chuki. We can put thi. We'll see with examples. So you should be very careful when writing in past perfect tense. Had will come in English. The same way in Hindi, tha will come. So मैंने पत्र लिखा था. I had written a letter. तुमने कहानी पढ़ी थी. You had read the story. He had written 2 letters. So उसने और इसने, anything can be used. उसने 2 पत्र लिखे थे. Ram had written poems. Ram ने कविता लिखी थी. Sita had drawn a picture. So Sita ने चित्र बना plus या. That is converting into past tense. You are adding या था. So Sita ने चित्र बनाया था. And the 6th example I have given, we had written poems. Suppose you want to write, you will say हमने कविताएं लिखी थी. They have, so इन्होंने कविता लिखी थी. Then you can say you had written a poem. Then you will say आपने कविताएं लिखी थी. So in past perfect tense, the sentence will end with the verb you are adding tha, the, thi. Let's see the next past tense. There is a Apurna Bhutkal. In English we say it as past continuous tense. Usually in a past continuous sentence, the sentence with the root verb you add raha, rahe, rahi. First we will see the definition. क्रिया के जिस रूप से यह मालूम हो कि क्रिया बीते समय में शुरू हो. The work has been started, but we don't know whether the work is completed. So for that reason only past continuous tense we use. So again I repeat, क्रिया के जिस रूप से यह मालूम हो कि क्रिया बीते हुए समय में शुरू हो गई थी, किंतु उसके समाप्त होने का पता नहीं. But we don't know whether the work has been completed or not. So what is the root? The rule is with the root verb, you are supposed to add raha plus tha in masculine singular, rahe plus the in feminine plural, in masculine plural, and in feminine you'll add feminine singular, and feminine plural you'll add rahi thi. Example: Ram gana ga raha. So whenever you're writing a past continuous sentence, always the verb will remain in its root form. You should never add any suffix to the verb. Okay. So Ram gana ga raha tha. So see, with ga I have not added any suffix. After that I have added raha tha. So this raha tha is because using raha here because Ram is a masculine gender. So Ram गाना गा रहा था, वे पाठ पढ़ रहे थे. So again, pad is in the root form, and I am writing rahe because why I am writing here rahe because it's a plural sentence. Okay, and as Lata again is a feminine sentence. Lata ghar aa rahi thi. Suppose for example I write Ram, then I say Ram ghar aa raha tha. You have to write. Okay, Mataएं मंदिर जा रही थी. The mothers are going to the temple. Plural. Be careful. See, mata. The plural form of mother in Hindi is mata. Singular is mata and plural is mataएं. मंदिर जा रही थी. It's a plural feminine sentence. So thi I have kept a dot. So you should be very careful in past continuous tense. You should remember that you should never add ne to subject. Whenever you're writing a past continuous sentence, if it's a transitive sentence or intransitive sentence, you should never write ne with the subject, and always the verb will remain in its root form, and with next to the root verb raha, rahe, rahi. We'll see few more examples. Past continuous tense. So you should remember that in English, whenever you are making a continuous tense, past continuous tense or present continuous tense, so the verb will be in ing form, and we'll add was or were. The same thing. So see the first sentence. We are adding मैं पत्र लिख रहा था. I was writing a letter. I was writing a letter. So मैं next one तुम कहानी पढ़ रहे थे. You were reading a story. You were reading a story. So in English we are adding ing, and before the verb we will add was, were as per the subject. The same way in Hindi also. So Hindi what we do, the verb will remain in the root form, and then we are adding raha, rahe, rahi. So वह वो पत्र लिख रहा था. So he was writing 2 letters. Same sentence you want to say in feminine gender. So she. So वह वो पत्र लिख रही थी. वो पत्र लिख रही थी. Ram was writing a poem. Ram कविता लिख रहा था. Next, Sita was drawing a picture. Sita चित्र बना रही थी. And we were writing poems. हम कविताएं लिख रहे थे. You were writing poems. आप कविताएं लिख रहे थे. वे कविताएं लिख रहे थे. और ये कविताएं you want to say, you'll say they were writing poem. So if you have keenly observe and see, so the verb is in its root form. So see, lik, pad, then I have given bana, etc. are in the root form. So whenever we are making a past continuous sentence, so you should remember that the verb should be in its root form, and with the root form we are next to the root form we will be adding raha tha, rahe the, and rahi thi. We'll see the next past tense, that is a sandigdha bhutkal, doubtful past tense. Sandigdha means doubt. क्रिया के जिस रूप से यह मालूम हो कि कार्य के बीते समय में होने में संदेह हो. So we are not sure whether the work is completed or not. So rule is, it's very easy rule is, a simple the past with the past indefinite sentence, just you have to add hoga in masculine singular, and in masculine plural you have to add honge, and feminine singular and feminine plural you are going to add hogi. Example, वह दिल्ली गया होगा. वह दिल्ली गया होगा. So you are adding hoga with verb. वे खाना खा चुके होंगे। तुमने यह पुस्तक पढ़ी होगी। तुमने यह पुस्तक पढ़ी होगी। औरतें नाचती होंगी। So in doubtful past tense sentence, what we are doing with a simple with the past indefinite sentence, you just add hoga, hoge, hogi. We'll see few more examples of doubtful past tense. So if a sentence is a masculine singular, so with the root verb, with the verb you are going to add, verb will be converted a, ya, chuka, and with that you have to add hoga. In respect, honge, and in feminine singular and feminine plural, you'll add hongi. Example, उसने पत्र लिखा होगा. Suppose you are writing he might. So whenever a doubtful past tense comes, in English we write might. The same thing in Hindi we write होगा, होगे, होगी. तो उसने, he might have written a letter. So we write उसने और इसने पत्र लिखा होगा. Or the same sentence can be written like this also. वह पत्र लिख चुका होगा. In feminine form you write वह पत्र लिख चुकी होगी. If writing in feminine, hogi will come, and if you write in masculine, it will come hoga will come. Next example, Ram might have written 2 letters. Ram ने 2 पत्र लिखे होंगे. सीता ने चित्र बनाया होगा. Sita might have drawn the picture. We might have written poems. हमने कविताएं लिखी होगी. You might have written poems. आपने कविताएं लिखी होगी. Suppose they might have, you want to say, then you write इन्होंने या उन्होंने कविताएं लिखी होगी. So whenever you are writing a doubtful past tense sentence in Hindi, so with the verb we will add होगा, होगे, होगी as per the subject. With the subject's gender we are going to write. We'll see the last past tense, that is hetu, hetumat bhutkal. In English we say is conditional past tense. Definition is क्रिया के जिस रूप से उसका भूतकाल में किसी दूसरी क्रिया पर आश्रित होने का बोध हो. Example, यदि वह पढ़ता तो पास हो जाता. So whenever we are making a past conditional past tense, the sentence will begin with yadi or agar. And as per the subject's gender, verb will change. If it is a masculine singular, you will say ho jata. If it is masculine plural, you would say ho jate. And if it's feminine singular or feminine plural, you will say ho jati or jati. Another example, अगर बारिश नहीं होती तो फसल की कटाई हो जाती. So we have discussed all the past tense rules, and I hope you are cleared. So in today's class, we saw then why we should learn tense, then definition of the tense, and I have discussed past tense and all the past tense rules, and we have learned how to convert Hindi verb into past tense.